It's just that he's been on my mind.
My son has been on my mind too.
Yeah, yeah. I've been thinking about him a lot as well.
So it's like there's no chance that my son has no chance. Because as I rise, he rises with me. But it took me a minute to get to this point. And him rising with me, it's either by my side or even in the distance. You know what I mean? And it's like the mother of my son. She's always going to have a special place in my heart. I just know that I can't fuck with her heavy. I mean, there's shit that's been said and done on both ends, and I've chosen to forgive. It's just that I can't deal with the type of personality that she has. You know what I mean? And of course, she's a lovely person, and she can move on to be, someone's very special somebody. I just want her to give my son the type of opportunities that we didn't have. You know what I mean? Like with my daughter, I'm going to. I've already told you my plans of what I want to do with my daughter, so that way she grows up knowing she doesn't have to work for somebody to beg for a paycheck. You know what I mean? And it's crazy because if you just be you, move forward in the way that you're supposed to move, you're always going to progress and become better. You know what I mean? And it's crazy because a lot of people get distracted with all the remedial shit and being stuck with the same groups of people that want to keep doing the same types of shit, whereas there is no progress involved whatsoever. I say all that to say this. I want my children to grow up differently than I did, than you did,
Exactly.
than she did.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of negative shit that happens that it's 100% avoidable. And it just depends because no kid is going to already know their own way. They have to follow after somebody.
Right.
You get me? And we have to be those better examples for our kids to follow. Because if not, then TV is going to raise our kids. The internet is going to raise our kids. The internet is a great source of information as far as an inquiry, a question. But as a role model, it has no guidelines. It has no moral code. You ask a question, it gives you the answer. There's no, I think you should wait. There's better things for you. That instantaneous gratification shit fucks up a lot of people because you expect, we live in the Google atmosphere. We want everything right here, right now. Microwave generation's a little bit slower because you have to wait for the timer to go down. Back to the main conversation. My children mean the world to me. That's my daughter that's in the bun, the one that's asleep in her room. Daughter that's in the bun. Daughter that's in the oven. Bun that's in the oven. That's what I meant. The daughter that's sleeping right there. And my son, wherever he is right now. It's not that I don't keep up. It's just that I don't want the extra drama. And it's been years of extra drama.
And it's like we're in the point in our lives right now where they're so totally different from how things were so many years ago. Right now, I mean, if people would give things a chance, or if at least if Ebony would give things a chance to see all the changes and to better understand that, at least it'll put her mind and her heart and whatever is going on within her at ease. You just have to be willing to open up to give it that chance. Also, I mean, a healing process for her, and for her son to have a chance, because I want that for him. I really do.
Yeah. But like I said, there's no chance that my son has no chance.
I know. But it also does, especially him being, the age that he is now. It doesn't like he has a super say so. It's based off of the parents and what they allow.
That's why I'm taking the route that I am taking. I mean, the route that I've taken, like, you've seen that struggle.
Mhm.
You've seen that struggle. Like, going from, consciously going from being a street hustler to being homeless to
Mhm.
being where I am now.
Mhm.
Like, and all you had to do was just believe that I have shit straight. And that had to happen after, that little thing we went through.
And yeah, you had to fall. You had to go through what you went through to basically, like you said, life threw you away, and that's the feeling that you didn't like, but you had to go through it.
Yeah, because everybody needs to reach their lowest point, so
Right.
that way it's like, man, fuck this. I don't like being here.
Mhm.
Let me move up. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Make that choice to live or to not.
And a lot of people are choosing not to live. They're
Yeah.
choosing to be docile, to be medicated visually, to be medicated like medically. You know what I mean? To be medicated in the scholastic sense, because schools are never telling you the 100% of the truth all the time.
Right.
Everything is subjective because words are politics. They're trying to convince you to change your opinion or thinking about a specific thing, you know, and why use words? Why can't your actions speak louder?
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Why use words? I'm an artist, so I use words all the time. And to me, honestly, when I write, it's like I don't write like I know what I'm going to write about. It just falls out word for word. You know what I mean? And a lot of the shit that I rap about has happened. So it's not like, oh, he's just saying words that rhyme. No, 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 no. I'm no, I can't fake shit. You know what I mean? I can't rap and not have gone through said situation.
That's true. I've seen you, baby.
So, but I say that. Let's go back to the main conversation. The world is whatever you make it. The children is our world for tomorrow because they have the brightest futures.
Oh yeah.
Which means that we have to walk around being the gods that take care of them,
Mhm.
telling them the right things to do, keeping
Showing
them safe.
it, not just telling them,
Yeah,
but
not
showing
just
it as
yeah,
well.
fuck telling them, show them what the right thing is. None of
Right.
that do as I say, not as I do bullshit. You know what I mean? And it's like the type of parents that do that, do as I say, not as I do shit, I think honestly is because they live their whole lives doing what other people said and not as they done.
Mhm. It's all about how you were brought up. So.
And it's like they stuck around behind those people's backs to do what they saw them doing.
Mhm.
Get me?
Mhm.
And that's not the right way to be. If you can't do it, like me, like I said, I smoke weed. I promised my wife when my daughter is 16, she's going to smoke a J with me. Why? Because one, I don't want her to feel like she needs to go around and try to do anything else, or that leads into something harder. Get me? Because everybody is an influence. Drugs are not an influence. The people around you that have access to the drugs are an influence. Children are the best things that could ever be given to you,
Yeah, they are.
but they can also be your worst nightmare.
If you make it that way for them.
The reason why is because think about this: how that kid turns out is an exact result of how you raised them.
That's true. And then, with that being said, kids that, like you said, raised up in that way, to where their parents tell them not to do something, but they do it. Um, being raised up in that type of environment, whether if it's just those things or if there's chaos or whatever, there are those select few children that actually have that chance. I mean, I know every kid has that chance to make it out of that situation and not blame how they grew up and become something so much better. But some kids, they make it and some don't. And I can honestly say I'm one of those kids that made it and that didn't make too many excuses about things and blame my past or how I was brought up.
Everybody's that type of person up to a certain point. And the reason why I say that, because I used to be the type of person that will blame my current circumstances to past actions. And
Yeah, maybe maybe I have, but I've had help. I've had people in my life to lift me up, not bring me down.
yeah,
You
but
know, and
that's
to
all it takes.
yeah, and to help me through, to help me through.
Yeah, that's all it takes is because it takes a village to raise a child, right?
Yeah,
The parents would have to know the village. They would have to be an active part of it.
right, of course, and I believe that 100%.
And think about that. It took that same village to raise them.
Mhm,
That's generationally.
mhm.
You know what I mean? And
Whether
I'm not saying village as in the city you're in. You know, I'm talking about the friends of friends of friends of friends. The people that you're around where you're not forced to do something.
mhm. Yeah.
Because what you do in your leisure time speaks a lot about you. And if all you do is sit in the house, drink and complain about shit, you're living an inactive life. You don't know the wonders, what can happen. Go outside and drink. You know what I mean? Drink and have great conversation.
Right.
But not
Just
a lot of people are willing to do that. Not a lot of people
mhm.
are willing to speak about shit that is, like, I guess.
Real, something that will help benefit everybody in life.
Yeah,
Just
but
without all the BS.
yeah, but everybody likes BS. Everybody likes something else to talk about that is of somebody else because there's only three types of people in this world. People that talk about people that talk about events, and people that talk about ideas. And it's like, what type of person are you? The type of person are you, you're going to draw those types of peoples around you. Because either you're going to stop talking to the people that have lesser things to talk about, or you're going to keep entertaining those ideas until you become just as complacent and common as they are. And that's the true fact. Because if you don't want better, you can say you want better, but don't put forth the action. It doesn't make any sense. It's like you get out of life what you put in. You want to be rich, hustle. You want to create fortune, invest.
Mhm.
You want a life, get a job.
Mhm.
You see how all of that shit works out? And things come into you in stages. It never comes to you all at once. Back to that Google thing. It never comes back to you all at once. You can't search I want a promotion and get it. You can't just sit back and put time down and expecting that shit to actually work out. If you want a slim body, work out. If you want to progress in anything, work at it. It never happens. It never happens instantly. And that's a lesson that I want to teach my children. Like how I pulled it all back together. Because no matter what, the further down we go, the faster information is going to come to us. Like right now, we have the fastest internet around here. I just don't utilize it a lot because I make music. Even though I would play a lot of video games, but video games I kind of lost interest in because I think I'd rather play life.
And yeah, it's too much. It's too much other things that we're focused on right now. Anyway, that's so much better than being inside of a video game on a TV set.
Yeah,
So
pretty
yeah.
much. All right, well, that's what I woke up with on my mind. Thanks for having a conversation with me.